If you're charged with a crime, you need an experienced attorney who knows how to fight for you, and we have two here today to discuss why experience truly matters. Please welcome attorneys Nico LaHood and Jason Goss with the LaHood Norton Law Group. Thank you for being here. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Huge case this week. You got a win. You received a verdict from a jury in a very, very high-profile case in our area. Tell us how you successfully navigated that. Tell our viewers what happened.
Well, I mean, 3 officers were charged initially with murder of a young lady. And unfortunately, Miss Bettis passed away. She attacked them with a hammer multiple times. So it was aggravated assault against public servants or attempted capital murder. But we were up against the narrative had been set early on that they were responding to a mental health call, which they were not. And there was a lot of different things that were going out there. Information wasn't accurate. And so there's a huge amount of information. There was 15 officers on the scene, 3 sergeants, a lot of body cam footage to go through and a lot of statements to go through. And then thankfully, you know, with Jason, one of my law partners, and then other co-counsel, by the way, every officer had different co-counsel. We had a joint defense agreement and we were successful. We had a verdict on Monday. It was a very quick verdict, which I think says a lot. They were sending a message, I believe, to the DA's office and to the administration in SAPD. It was a 15-minute verdict.
But a 1-month trial, an entire month.
4.5 weeks, 4.5-week trial with tremendous amount of hours and evidence to look at. So it was a blessing for them, but also for law enforcement and our community in a whole. I mean, look, we're still dealing with the tragedy because somebody lost their life, but the officers were found to be not guilty because they were justified in their behavior.
You know, obviously cases like this, Jason, they bring out emotions in everyone. How do you put that aside and just stick to the facts of the case and applying the law in these situations?
Well, you know, one of the good things about like a firm like ours is that we handle these kind of cases with deaths, people who have died, and so we're used to handling that kind of emotion and trying to, obviously with defense attorneys, one of the things that we do have to do is to control that emotion, because if the state's allowed to use the emotion of the fact that it's been a tragedy and somebody's died, then the jury can skip over the facts. But what we were able to do is pretty consistently take the emotion basically and put it on our side, because really one of the things we pointed out is that our officers are all married, they all have children, and they all had a right to go home to their families that night. And that's what everybody knows and believes about police officers, is that they have a right to do that. And so we started that from the beginning, and then with the facts and everything else, we just worked it into that theme.
Yeah. I want to talk just a bit about experience, and this is a perfect example of why you need attorneys with the experience that you have backing them so that, again, they get justice.
Yeah, you know, but between us, our firm, we have over 120 years of experience. We were all prosecutors. We prosecuted cases like this at the highest level, and there comes a lot of pressure with that. And you can't substitute experience. You know, Jason has over 200 jury trials. I have well over 130 jury trials. I mean, so we have a lot of jury trials under our experience, and then Jay, of course, does, and Patrick, and Gary, and Jasmine. And so we're blessed to have a team like that. And so that experience from both sides of it, from analyzing a case from a view of prosecution, understanding what's missing in a case, and then exposing that and showing a jury what the truth really is and what should have been done, I think blesses our clients ultimately.
Well, we're so happy that y'all were here today. Thank you again for being here. And if you ever need a group of the most experienced, most wonderful attorneys, it's the LaHood Norton Law Group. You can call them. The number is on your screen. I always say, put it in your phone, plug it in case you ever need it. There is the address, and you can also go online to LaHoodNorton.com.